Guys, let's start with Mike Yastrzemski of the Giants, whose power totals dropped a little bit last year based on the 2021. You know, the batting average number kind of stayed the same. And Yastrzemski's big career year, if you will, was in the COVID season of 2020. He's a terrific player. And, if he gets a chance to have 4 at-bats a game versus right-handers and left-handers, why not make him a candidate for this award?
Yeah, and when you look at that, the other numbers, the power numbers down. And look, I think the 35, he might have topped out when you're thinking about that, so I'm not looking for that again. But I think a little bit more pop in the bat. I'm not mad at his numbers.
Okay.
And I think when you look at him going out there and playing, I don't think it's that unusual to see a drop-off in one of the categories like that. Because like I said, 35, that's a large number. This dude's not the size of Aaron Judge. He's not going to hit mistakes, shall we say, or miss balls that go into the seats. He's got to run into them. So I think that one right there is going to be hard for him to win something like that because you're expecting him to jump back up in that 30 range. I don't know if that's in there.
Yeah, the 35 was a 2-year total, but
my bad.
No, it's all good. To your point, like the power did come down for sure. What about Jose Barrios of the Toronto Blue Jays? The thing that was most confusing about his 2022 were the home road splits. I mean, he really had a huge discrepancy in just about every metric, home versus road, and had a hard time. That slider that was a patented weapon of his for so long, couldn't harness it the way he used to, and he really struggled last year.
Yeah, and look at the 2021, because I'll take that, right? 192 innings. I don't think he's a number one guy. I think he can have number one stuff, but he has kind of struggled with some consistency out there. You watch him pitch some game, and he goes 7 innings, he might give up 1 run. Punches out 10 people, and you're going, okay, this is good. And then the next outing, it's a 4 spot on the board in the first inning, gives up a couple more during there, and he ends up with 4 innings pitched and gives up 7 earnings. That's a tough kind of mix. I think he's just lacking the consistency from one to the next. I think his stuff plays. He posts. He goes out there and takes the ball. So I think you're going to be able to get innings. And that guy right there, I think he can get down into that low 3 range with his ERA with his stuff. And that would do it.
There's some other guys we could kick around here. Jesse Winker, Joey Gallo. What about Cody Bellinger, who debuted in the Flash, Rookie of the Year in 2017, NL MVP in 2019, been tough sledding since, and he's out there as a free agent this year.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, what an MVP. And whether it was the high five or high arm bash or whatever that dislocated his lead shoulder when he's swinging, he hasn't been the same. And when you look at that 2019 season, I don't need that. But you're good enough and you're better than what you've shown over these 3 years. I don't know if it's a health thing. If you get the shoulder right, everything comes back. But this dude's got way more talent than those numbers talk about after his MVP.
He's still an elite defender. He's still going to hit for power, and he's only 27.
Correct.
I mean, that's what flyer worth taking if you're out there.
I don't think there's a doubt about that.
Indeed.